You are watching IPT News, a link between media, communicator, and the viewer.
In an exclusive interview with IPT News on the occasion of the World Cancer Day, Dr. Uday Chauhan, oncologist and Managing Director of Chauhan Hospital, Hyderabad, talks about prevention, precaution, cure and surgeries when it comes to cancer. Let's hear it from him.
On the occasion of World Cancer Day, can you please tell us what are the early signs of cancer? Is it possible to detect, diagnose and cure cancer at early stages?
Yes. So, early signs of cancer differs from the cancer to cancer. There are many cancers which can occur in any part of the body. Most common being breast cancer and followed by other cancers like lung cancer. Generally, breast cancer present with breast lump or nipple discharge. This happens in early stage, and as the disease advances, the other symptoms like bony pains or decreased appetite or loss of weight, these are the other things when the cancer spread to other part of the body. This is about the breast cancer. Regarding other like oral cancer, any person with a habit of tobacco chewing develops an ulcer or any lesion in oral cavity which lasts for more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, he needs to get evaluated. And there are other cancers like cervical cancer, that is uterine, just below the lower part of the uterus. There is a part of it called as cervix. They present with discharge per vagina or bleeding per vagina. So whenever it happens, they have to get evaluated. And these are the few common types of cancer. Other cancers like liver cancer, ovarian cancer, and other intra-abdominal organs. It's hardly difficult to say that these are the early signs and symptoms. Most of these cancer present in later stages because they don't have early signals so that we can detect them in early stage. Yes, but definitely there are a few signs in some cancers which we should know, and we can understand about it, and we can get evaluated for it. So what is the advantage of knowing it is when you go to the physician or doctor for evaluation of such problem, they diagnose whenever, if at all you are having any cancer, it gets diagnosed in early stage. So every cancer has some stages. So when it is diagnosed in early stage, there will be good treatment available. Yes, it can be cured if it is diagnosed in stage 1 and stage 2, provided they get completely treated, they get complete treatment for it. But most of the people just out of fear or out of negligence, they don't visit to the doctor, and they'll not get treatment, and once it becomes advanced, they come for treatment, and where the scope for the treatment also decreases, and in fact hope also will decrease.
When compared to before, what are the latest changes in cancer, medication, treatment and surgeries?
See, madam, actually, cancer is not a new disease as such. It has been described in history in many books also. From many centuries it has been described, but now we are calling it specifically by a name of cancer. So initially there was like it was treated by surgery. In fact, Aristotle said that you don't do anything for the patient anyhow, he is going to die, and you need not touch him, because what to do something in a dying patient. But it's not like that in present scenario. There are many treatment options by which you can completely cure the disease. So first thing is like surgery, which for most of the cancers we go ahead with surgery in a form of resection of the tumor by giving a wide margin. Apart from that, we will give loco-regional treatment in a form of radiation, and to prevent future recurrences, we give chemotherapy also. Chemotherapy is nothing but a medicine which is injected through salines or through injections, which kills the tumor cells. Apart from it has some side effects. It causes some deleterious effect on normal cells and tissues also, but it also kills the cancer cells and decrease the future chances of recurrences. And now the targeted therapy has come a long way from past in last decade. It has been increasingly been appreciated. We have appreciated its use. The main advantage is it have very less side effects, and it is more specific to a specific cancer and morely a specific person. So you call it as personalized medicine. So previously, whenever the treatment was given, it was like targeted for one type of cancer. But now the objective is, even in future also, the objective is to treat a patient, not the cancer. So it's called as a precision medicine. So specifically to that patient, that particular drug is given, and that gives very good results with less possible side effects. So that is targeted therapy. And now immunotherapy has come from few years, which directs towards increasing the immunity, and there are certain checkpoints in the body which promote the cancer. That checkpoint inhibitors have been developed, like program that's PD-1 inhibitors and CTLA inhibitors. These are the few checkpoints which promote the cancer progression. When they are inhibited, the cancer growth is also decreased.
How common is the breast cancer among Indian women, especially in the rural areas, and cervical cancer also?
Yes, this is a very good question, ma'am. In fact, women is at more risk of cancer all over the world. In fact, in India also, the projected incidence for the cancer in women is around 7,12,000 in this 2020, and 6,70,000 in male, but in female it is 7,12,000. So you can see the disparity. The woman is at more risk of the cancer, and in women the most common cancer is like breast cancer, followed by other cancers like cervical cancer. In urban areas, in fact in developed countries, breast cancer is the most common cancer, and cervical cancer is most common in developing countries. In India, rural area also has more number of cervical cancers. The incidence of the breast cancer in India is around 1,60,000 every year. We detect breast cancers, and moreover, the deaths from is like 87,000, almost like half of the deaths, which is very bad on our part in our country. Actually, the people in Western, they are giving very good results with their more awareness programs and advanced treatments, but we are not even able to achieve at least 50% of it. So breast cancer number is more in our country, and followed by it is like cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is common in rural areas. Its incidence is around 1 lakh every year, and deaths are also around 60%. In fact, deaths due to cervical cancer are more, but the more pathetic thing is we can completely avoid cervical cancer just by taking cervical cancer vaccines, and second strategy is screening. So cervical cancer vaccines are given for prevention of viral infection, that is HPV virus, human papilloma virus. There are certain strains in it, 16, 18, 6 and 11. These strains account for almost 70 to 80% of the cervical cancer, and human papilloma, combining all the strains, they contribute around more than 99% of the cervical cancer. So if you prevent the infection of the cervix by this virus in a form of vaccines, generally these vaccines are given around the age of 9 to 14 years. This is just before the exposure to any sexual activity. This infection can be prevented, and in future risk of cervical cancer. And the second way of completely not having the cervical cancer is by screening. This after 20 years, every woman should undergo pap smear every 3 years. That will help in diagnosing certain pre-malignant conditions in the cervix. If they are diagnosed, it can be treated and cancer can be prevented completely. That is the main way of approach of Western countries. They do this, and their cervical cancer rate is very much less. In fact, it has declined a lot. But in India, still we are struggling with cervical cancer and also breast cancer.
Dr. Uday, as you are one of the well-known youngest oncologists in the state, how many surgeries have you performed, and which was one of the most complicated you can recall?
Thanks for your appreciation, madam. In fact, you you have seen most of my work because that's why you know about it. Uh, I have worked in during my residency in MNJ Cancer Hospital. I was there for 3 years. After that, I worked for 1 year there as a senior resident. Then I joined BB Cancer Hospital in Malakpet, where I had a very good opportunity to take care of many patients. In fact, I got an opportunity to treat many patients there. So I have operated many cases, more than 1,200 cases I have operated. And among the surgeries I have done, the one surgery I'll not forget was one malignant melanoma case. It was involving the complete hard palate. When the patient opened her mouth, I can see only a big black tumor mass inside the oral cavity, like a cricket ball in a oral cavity. So she can't drink, she can't swallow anything. So in such case, in fact, the patient avoided surgeries for almost more than 1 year. And then it started as a small lesion, and when it became so big, they approached me. So I took up the case, and I did with total maxillectomy and bilateral neck dissection. It was a bit difficult case. In fact, as a young surgeon, people didn't believe me that I would able to complete that case, but it went very successfully. And I always remember that patient attenders, they told me that in coming years you will be one of the famous doctor, and thanks to them I'm here doing my work best.
Your message on this International World Cancer Day?
To young couples?
I mean, not to young couples, to in general, what is your message you want to give, especially about the cervical cancer and about the breast cancer?
Okay. So there are certain things which can be done. Main thing is knowing about it. Once we know, we can take precautions. First, everybody should be aware of the cancer. Everybody should know about it. So main thing, you should have enthusiasm to know about it rather than knowing many useless things. First, you know about the cancer. Knowing itself will help you in diagnosing most of the cancers in early stages, especially breast cancer. There are simple things. Just to examine your breast after 20 years, not every month, at least sometimes, okay? And when you have any symptoms, you approach your doctor. This will help in diagnosing, if at all, any cancers in early stage. And if you have any bleeding symptoms, any bleeding from anywhere, which is persistent, which is not decreasing, or there is a loss of weight or loss of appetite over a period of 3 to 4 months, then again you have to approach your doctor. Don't take it lightly, because these are the things which are neglected, and when you neglect it, the problem progresses. It will not stop. Most of the times I have seen that people, after knowing they have some doubt of cancer, they start ignoring it out of fear, and finally they land up with not getting any treatment, and they come to us at advanced stage. And sometimes when we can't do anything, in that stage they come. So first thing, get aware, study about it. Not just doctors should know about it, even layman, every non-doctor person also should have knowledge about cancer. He should guide his family, he should guide his friends, he should have discussions about it. Okay, that is one thing. And main, healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle is, I will say it should be holistic approach. I don't say you eat this, you will not get cancer. If I say that, I am wrong. So whatever diet is there, it should be, it's a healthy diet. It will not only prevent you from the cancer, it will also prevent you from the heart diseases. It will also prevent you from getting diabetes, and it will also help preventing the complications of any comorbidity you have. So you avoid things which promote ill healths like tobacco, alcohol. Most of the people know about it, but they still go with it. So just make your mind strong and take one strong decision and stop it. And regarding diet, avoid junk foods and especially fat based items, and take excess of vegetables, green leafy vegetables, excess of fruits. These fruits contains a lot of antioxidants. What is antioxidant? Antioxidants are nothing but whenever in our body oxygen is consumed by the cell, their free radicals are released. So what happens, these free radicals are the main culprits which will cause a lot of damage to our cells in our body. So these antioxidants, they decrease the anti free radicals level, and they protect us from untoward event occurring in our body. So fruits and good amount of vegetables daily are very helpful. So you maintain very good diet. And third thing, maintain good physical activity. You should have at least half an hour walk, brisk walk. I don't say you run or go to gym and do dumbbells and all that. Just do a good walk, and after that, if possible, meditation. Meditation is nothing but improving your mental health. Physical health by walk or yoga. Mental health, medication. So this medication, it has its own significance. Most of the problems today are because of the stress in our life. We don't have sleep because of it. So if we control over it, half of the problems are solved. So decrease your stress and improve good diet and improve your physical activity, and avoid high risk things in the form of tobacco, alcohol, and get yourself updated about the health activities. Then I think you'll be having very good health in.
Thank you for watching IPT News.